Digging the threads. They give you that
I got
on.
it from a previous show. I figured, if I'm gonna be on video, I might as well wear more brands and everything. So you probably will see that tardigrade shirt rotate in there too. So
Yeah, the nice
man,
polo.
it's pretty snazzy. Ain't even gonna lie. I like the patches too.
Right. Yep. All right. Well, how was shot for you?
Uh, I think I still feel tired from it, but yeah. Um, it was an experience. If anything, it opened my eyes up to a whole lot, and it definitely uh makes you want to be more serious about what I'm doing.
Good.
Ironically enough, I got some life stuff going on right now, so I'm not producing as often as I'd like to. But once I get that out of the way, things are going to clear up and I'm going to make it happen.
Good.
So,
Good. Good.
yeah, how about on your side? Any success on Shot Show or good
There was a
leads?
few things. I mean, it wasn't anything to light a fire or anything, but we continue to build the brand, build the because it's just different. We've had these conversations. These products are just so different than anything you see. So it's about building that education around it and adopting, getting the adoptability to it. It took so long just to figure it all out and how we're going to manufacture it and how we're going to do all this stuff. And now that that's kind of out of the way, I thought that was going to be the hard part, and it turns out the hard part is adoption. Getting people to actually adopt based around either new standardization. Thank you, standardizations, or just the adoption process. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think I remember in our first interview you said it's like you're yelling at a wall and you're trying to get people to understand what's going on, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's weird. I guess pro and con, unfortunately, I think things are going to end up ramping up soon as far as what's going on out in the possibly Middle Eastern areas and out in Ukraine, Russia. So
all of it. Israel,
yeah,
and that's segues into a good part is the iron site, which is mine to commercialize, so I can talk about it now. I just can't mention a four-letter
nice.
word. But yeah, so now we have that. We have iron sight, and it is that ballistic goggle that is a true companion to a helmet now, like one to one. It's like a helmet for your eyes, basically. And interestingly enough, I've got we're doing some production runs on them, and I shipped a few over to Israel, and they independently tested them. So they took them to their lab, and the guy, I know they were skeptical. They only had a couple pairs to try, so they didn't want they had two pairs, and one of them they were going to shoot. The other one they were going to kind of like just wear and show and do stuff with. But so they took one, put it on a head form, and they hit it at about 1750, and it took it feet per second. So then they were like, wow. So they switched to the other lens, and they hit it with about 2000, and it took it. So he was asking like, "What's your spec on it?" And I'm like, "Well, that I can't talk about at the moment, but you have your own data, so just run with that for now." But 2,000 feet per second, pretty good hit, for a pair of eyewear that weighs 8 ounces.
Yeah,
So
I, I think because when you told me what the number was, I was like, wow, because I remember your original number, and then there's this new number, which is a lot better than the original number. So I mean, yeah,
it's out there. It's but like I said, getting people to adopt that, and I think what we're going to pivot is we're going to take everything we learned from that development, and we're going to put it into another development, sort of taking what we learned from this and applying it to a smaller version. So we'll have like an iron sight light, or I might even take the name iron sight and just apply it to the smaller version because it's got so much more adaptability. It fits within a bucket right now. Like if you look at the APEL, the approved eyewear list for the Department of Defense, there is nothing spec wise that has to change if we do it this other way. And it's a sub 5 ounce goggle that would fit right in that optics, environmentals, all that stuff. So we don't, there's no bureaucracy to it. There's no changing anything. It's just drops in. So
Nice.
that's an investor's dream right there, to have the data that we have and that pathway to put a goggle in the marketplace that basically is looks like a Mustang, only it's a V12, right? So the Mustang could be a V4, an old four banger, or a V6, V8, but we got a 16 cylinder, maybe even a 24 at this point. I don't even know. It's off the charts. So
You got a
that's
sleeper.
Yeah, so that's the distinguishing thing is it's like three times the ballistics standard, yet everything else is the same. So that's a win. That is a huge win. That's where I think we're going to creep up in that adoption phase is because it's just going to destroy everything else out there. So that's where I'm
I
at.
mean,
I guess planning for that is I have to do
mhm.
another seed round, come up with some investments just to make that happen, and then get it out of the market. But we
So
do have the other iron sight which we can build and produce. It's just there's that, like I said, that 3 ounce weight issue is going to be something to contend with as far as Army contracts with it. But I can sell it wherever else, I want as far as it's within the United States. Because it's considered an ITAR product. So
well, it makes sense. So as far as adoption goes, I mean, like if somebody wanted to invest in your company to help with that, like I
mhm.
don't know what would be a good starting point as far as them being able to do that.
I'll just email me and say, you want the deck or whatever credit, so it's going to be a back and forth both ways. We don't want just somebody to throw money at it. We need people that are also a good fit. So there's that
Mhm.
vision, behind what we're trying to do, and that needs to be supported as well. So I think we're looking for that person that's going to be involved. I mean, I don't want somebody that's just saying, here you go and run and do your thing. I'd rather have somebody they're
Yeah.
invested, they're into it, they add value too. So it's not like just somebody that's like, I got a pile of money I'm just sitting on and I don't do anything. It's be better to have somebody who's like, hey, I'll invest, but I also know, these guys over here or this over here, and just helps the whole company build and grow from that standpoint as well.
It makes sense. It's kind of like I I definitely think that's a better way to function that I think about it because if you got somebody that's willing to put their money behind what they believe in and on top of that push it to other people versus like some random angel lender who's just in it just to get money,
Right.
you get your product out there, you don't feel so dirty, like they're pushing you out there with the eyewear talking about, yeah, go ahead and make
Yep.
sure they get some. It just starts feeling, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tough place to be because, it'd be nice to have that capital, that seed, just the lifeblood of any company is capital. It's just me moving forward. But better to have somebody who's invested and has added value. So, and they're
yeah,
out there, but they're few and far between as opposed to like an angel investor, which I have no interest in angel groups. Um, no, I just don't. I've dealt with them in the past and I just don't want to go down that road with them.
yeah. Something tells me that could probably end up becoming like a 51%, 49% type deal, and you end up with the 49%, and they're like, well, I want a racing stripe going down the center of the goggle, so you better go ahead and make that happen or else. And then they try and pull the money or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's one of the big cons to it. You don't
Yeah.
end up following up on your dreams and what you're trying to do and the goals that you're trying to achieve. You just got to
Well,
do it for somebody else.
it's the mindset of being all about the bottom line.
Hmm.
So I'm about, yeah, the bottom line is great. We need to be in the black for sure, but there's you either innovate or die. And
Yeah.
and this happens all the time. Things will come out and they struggle, but once they hit it, it nukes everybody else. And these large companies, they have all these resources, they have money coming out of their ass, yet they continue to follow that business model because at the end of the day, they probably have 1,000 employees whose mouths they have to feed. So if they're
Yeah.
selling this many of this, why would they disrupt their business model? You know, it's just it's working. So that's the advantage I have is I don't have that business model. I have a product that's probably going to develop into a business model like that. But at the same time, I've always seen that I need to innovate. So, you know, as this company grows and gets larger, I probably will hang my CEO hat up and I will just become development and product idea guy till they kick me out. So it's like a Steve Jobs type of a thing. Was he a good CEO? Probably not. You know,
Mhm.
maybe not. But he was a visionary. So he didn't like take that role as CEO as being that top level guy. You know, he was always hands deep into stuff. So it's just a different way of thinking about it. But we'll see where it goes, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't wear a tactical turtleneck, we're cool.
tactical
You know,
turtle.
like Steve Jobs. It just
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, no, it's probably to hide something. You know, there's
yeah.
much hiding something there. Little gooseneck or flappy
I mean,
skin.
I don't want to know. God rest his soul. I don't want
Yeah, I don't want to know either. You know, that's his fashion. That's his fashion. Sneakers, jeans, and a tactical turtleneck. Yeah, yeah.
to. You know, there's probably such a thing out there. I don't want to know. It just see this bad Calvin Klein commercial for it. You know, just
Yeah.
sleek style tactical turtleneck. Like, nah, nah.
Good
Please don't
stuff.
make that either, man. I mean,
What's that? No, no, I'm
yeah,
all set.
yeah.
I'm good.
Uh, so as far as the fragrance side of things, has there been any improvements? You told me
Yeah,
a lot has changed actually.
yeah. A lot has changed. I can show you that the frag bottle looks exactly the same. Only we've added these little screws here, and there's one over here. So essentially, you can unscrew the entire unit and pull out the bottle, refill it, put those back in. So it's actually a very simple process. Very simple. What you do is you pull the pin, right?
Mhm.
Take the spoon off. Now you're left with the bottle. And then you would simply, like that. Yeah, this isn't working out so well. So much for planning. Simply just take out the one screw, come out of there. Take out the other screw. This pops right off.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. So what you would do is you get the bottle like this, glass bottle,
Mhm.
and you just put this back right inside, put this over the top, put it down in, and then screw it back in, pop the spoon back on.
Nice.
Done.
It's a lot better than trying to go back to the store and have to buy, I don't know, random bottle after random bottle after random bottle.
Yeah, and I think that these hold, the better value is that they're kind of a pain in the butt to make. So it's like, why would you continue to just sell the scent to it? So and
Yeah,
just like
shoot.
that, spoon goes
I know I
back
gotta.
on,
Mhm.
pin goes back in, get in there. She's refilled.
Simple as that.
Yeah, same with the brake. The smaller brake is now refillable, and I just finished this one up. But basically, it's you'd have screws here. There'll be two down here, but they don't do anything. It's cosmetic only. You basically just unscrew that. You pop this off. You're left with the bottle. Pull the bottle out. Put your new bottle in. Just make sure it lines up face forward. Then you have your cap assembly. So what's neat with the cap thing is it's just kind of in here like this. So you can just put it down in, put that back over the top, screw it back together. Done.
Hmm. Yeah, I got to update my bottles, man, because I haven't used any other fragrance since I've been using Tactician fragrances, and I don't think I don't want to try any other fragrances. It's like this is what I want to wear, so I'm
That
100%
smells good.
happy with it.
They do
Yeah,
smell. They do smell amazing. I mean, they
they
do.
they don't smell like anything else that I can think of that's out there. I mean,
No,
I love it. Um, I get pissed off when I go a day without putting it on. You know, it's like I mean, I wish I was playing. I'm over here like I smell like a regular fucking person. I want to smell good.
well, unique and good.
Right. I mean, I mean, I've even mastered being able to utilize the hush bottle with no problem. I mean,
Yes,
just hold it out here, chest level. I'm good.
push it
Yeah.
up. Shoot yourself in the face. Yeah, or in the chest or wherever.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm always accurate with it too. I'm like chest level. Boom, there it is. Versus like when I first tried it out, and I was overly eager to open up the bottle, and I'm spraying TVs and whatnot.
yeah,
That TV still smells good too. I mean, I wiped it down, but it still smells good.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that one's
But
refillable too. So the Hush ones, two bolts on the side. You just take them out. Same thing. Put them back in.
mm,
Yeah. So that's the evolution of that is just making it, I guess, a better consumable item. Because I think
mm,
it really is kind of about the bottle, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's well, I mean, the scents speak for themselves. It could be their own thing for sure. But, but it just has that look and feel, huh?
yeah,
Looks and
yeah.
feels good.
Have you had any luck teaming up with anybody else to try and help you disperse those bottles amongst?
There was a couple guys I met at SHOT Show that were interested. So I sent them out some samples. They're kind of traveling around the country really and pushing a brand. Um, so they're gonna take their hat at it. They loved it. The guy was like, same with you. He's like, dude, I don't wear anything but that frag. That smells amazing. He's like, that is my go-to cologne now. Like,
Yeah,
good. I'm glad it's good because it took me forever to come up with it. So. And I am the
I mean,
fussiest person. And I'm actually happy with it. The way it's, like it smells. I'm pleased that it came out so well. And even with the rest of them, they all just have that, there was time spent figuring out these aromas. There was a lot of time spent trying to figure that out. So,
yeah. And the other good thing about your scents is the fact that they don't have that. When a scent gets cut, it doesn't smell as strong as it should. It just has that
mm,
weak watered down scent to it. You don't get that. Whether it's
no,
the 50 cent all the way up to the hush and frag, you don't get that. It's everything smells like it's 100% ingredients in there. There's nothing that's been cut. It's all
no,
authentic, which
it's,
I could definitely appreciate that.
yeah, I didn't cheap out on the ingredients. Let's put it that way. Did not cheap out
Right.
on them at all. So, I mean, if you're going to have at least 3 out of 5 things going for you, then I think you're going to do okay in business. And I'm hoping this has like 5 of 5 things going for it. Bottle presentation, smell, value, um, refillable now, and branding. I think it's just a cool ass brand. And I've never seen
Yeah.
anything like it really. What's the closest we got was that Spice Bomb, which is still more of a luxury, looks like a luxury grenade, or something, but it's not the same. Not the same as this down and dirty, like real spoons, real 2A type stuff, community wise stuff. So we'll probably get a little bit of a niche following. So I'm
Mm.
happy to continue doing it.
Once I get mobile again, I'll probably take a couple of those. Like even if it's my own personal bottles, I'll probably take them to like a range or whatever and just say, "Hey, what do you think about this?"
Yeah,
And
this out. Yeah.
basically, because I mean, my boss he's like super pro two-way to the point where I recently let him try it out. He loved it. His son loved it. And it probably does boil down to the fact that, like you said, there's not a whole lot out there that speaks to the two-way community.
Yeah.
You have to buy a bottle that's probably in the shape of a rose or something in order to smell good. And you're like, well, it's great, but I don't want to tell the guys I'm spraying a rose on me. It's just,
Right. Yeah. Very true.
it just, yeah, like this came out of a frag grenade. Smell
Well, and I
it.
get crap for that too. These people are like, that's not a frag. It's like, I know it's not a frag. It's a flashbang. I get it. M82 flashbang. It was bang. However, there's these crazy things in the world we live in called trademarks. And when trademarks can't be approved or you don't get them, there's no reason to hold on to that and continue a brand. So frag seemed like a cool name. It's still in that realm of the word, but also frag is short for fragrance. So it's kind
Yeah.
of a double autonomy going on there. So
I, I'll be honest with you. I think you would catch a lot more shit if you use a pineapple. That's just me, because I mean, like I can only imagine what would happen if you try and ship it from point A to point B, because
right,
he's gonna go through the scanner and they're gonna be like, oh shit, there's an explosive, and they probably will blow the box up. I've seen it in person. Somebody left a pressure cooker outside the airport, and then they sent in the bomb robot and they blew the pressure cooker up, thinking it was a bomb.
yeah,
Like, just save yourself all the trouble, keep your customer happy,
yeah,
and people got to keep their fingers on the keyboard. I mean, I know there's a bunch of internet professionals out there and everything. We know it's called a magazine. We know what a clip is. We
right.
You see what I'm getting at,
I know, I
As
know.
long as it's being utilized, as long as we know what we're talking about, and as long as in the realm of two-way, everything is being handled safely in a responsible manner. You could call it a bang stick for all I care. At the end of the day, if you point at it and it's got bullets in it, I know it's a magazine.
Right,
So
I hear you.
that's my TED talk.
The TED Talk of the day.
Yeah. Um. I did have a question for you about the iron sight. I guess you call it the iron sight light, or like a
Yep. Well,
so
code name, sure.
fair enough. When do you think those would potentially be available, or is this just like an idea right now, or is it like?
Well, it's more than an idea because we know we know how to build it because we have already
Mm,
built it. We've actually already built it, right? I mean, it's iron sight. It's just scaled back. So it's
yeah.
literally just pulling the back in, and instead of it being like, so instead of it being this thick through here, it's going to be half the thickness. This will be half the thickness coming back. So it's going to come back till about right about when it'll come back right about to here. So it's going to thin the platform down. And then the other change we wanted to do was, instead of like overmolding the entire thing, we wanted to change up the front to be a mechanical cover. Only because it's going to be 10 times easier for us mold wise to do it this way. So it's going to
Mm,
just end up being, but we want to keep it like a soft, so you could drop it, and it's going to have the drop protection inside of it. Um, and other than that, though, it's wild.
it's some damn good equipment, man.
Yeah, obviously the green was purposely for another thing, but they'll be black. We're just going to roll them in black for now. And if we want to go like a tan 499 or whatever color, can accommodate it. It's just
Mm,
going to be the time to do that. But to answer your question, um, once we secure the funding to do it, it'll be 6 months to
okay,
to
cool.
turn it, which isn't a whole lot of time, especially for tooling, steel tools, grinding these tools, processing, getting all this stuff prepared for that. It's going to be like that. So,
Mm.
um, But yeah, right now it's just about securing the funds and going to the back to the design table just to make sure that we're going to do that properly, so we have that manufacturing process in place, what we're physically changing on this model to make it the new model. And it's not many things. That's not a hard lift. And yeah, go from there.
Yeah. So I know the main reason I asked is because like it's in the air. I haven't really started moving towards it yet because of the stuff I got going on,
Mhm.
but I do want to get involved in the tactical games, and I know that's gonna require number one, losing a lot of weight. I'm about like I think 270, 260 right now, 6'2" frame. So it's probably all beer weight and whatnot. I don't know. Not like I'm drinking like Stone Cold Steve Austin or anything, but you just you picked up some pounds. I mean, I recently turned 40, so yeah, it's
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
metabolism might have changed. Yeah.
It's hard
But
to keep the weight off.
it's a goal that I want to give myself. And in all honesty, I don't know if feel is the right word. I don't really like talking about feelings too much, but hell, I feel that I need to reach that goal in order to get to the goal of getting to the tactical games.
Hmm.
And I've already decided in my mind that when I can get there, I if there's no restriction on what I can wear. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be able to wear like a Iron Man suit or whatever. But
Right.
if I could get there, I'd rather use products that I know are guaranteed to be quality. They're not going to break like some stuff you get from Walmart. Um, I mean, whether it's like rifles, pistols, whatever. I mean, I've already got certain companies in mind, so I know that would also get exposure to those companies because I want to represent the companies out there that I think that are quality versus like stuff that's already been promoted. Because you go to the tactical games, it's sponsored by, let's say, Blackhawk or something. Okay, cool. We know what Blackhawk has to offer. At the end of the day, is this about being a big commercial, or is this about like trying to
Both.
showcase stuff that's like, yeah, yeah, basically. What
Just
if
the
I
way
could
it
be like, yeah,
works.
okay, cool, yeah,
Follow the money. That's it. Follow the money.
true. If I could get out there and like just bring all the other brands that I've come in contact with that I know are good,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you could rock a pair of these. These are available, so you could rock a pair of these in black.
yeah, shoot,
And
I got to
since you
get
wear
there first.
glasses, you'd be able to fit that with the prescription carrier.
Yeah, that's an idea. I probably end up getting contacts eventually. That's something I got to get done this year. I'm getting tired of the four eyes look, man. I mean, every 30 minutes, I'm over here looking like a mad scientist. I got to push these glasses up. Like in theory, it could work. In theory,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a goal that I got to get to. Ironically enough, I had
Mhm.
a interview with Josh from a company called X Tech. They make magazines for all sorts of pistols, rifles, so on and so forth. And it was something he said that actually put a boot up my ass, and it was the fact that you gotta like pain if you want to achieve anything.
You have to like misery.
So
Misery.
yeah,
Well, you have and persistence. You can't. The problem with today's generation is that they want everything like hit the easy button, and there's just no easy way about it. I mean, there's days that I worry about payroll. There's so much to it that could you have to have strong will to be able to just keep pushing. And then when you think you're done, push a little more and see what happens. But that's kind of lost almost. I mean, our real strong entrepreneurial people I don't know where they went. It's all this big corporate machine, and they want to take everything over and just do things. And
yeah.
I don't know, we've lost something along the way, but
I, for me, I think it's just ever since we had participation trophies, right? Like I don't know about when you were a kid, but whenever I was a kid, whenever we had track and field day or
yeah,
whatever,
I'm old,
there
Evan.
was
I'm old. I grew up in the
My
80s.
bad.
I grew up in the 80s. Okay. Best time ever to live. It was right on the cusp of cool technology versus get your ass outside, and play guns.
Yeah.
It
Did
was
you
that
say cusp with a Q?
cusp, yeah, quasp.
I saw you that
Best
serious.
time ever.
But well, I guess I kind of hit 5 years and I was born in 85. But
Yeah.
when I was going to, I think it was elementary school, middle school in the 90s, I mean, we had field day. It wasn't like, oh, everybody gets a ribbon. Like, no, there were certain color ribbons. You had blue for
Oh,
first place, red for
yeah.
second place. I think green was
Yellow.
probably third place. Yep, yeah, yellow. I mean, it tiered down until like I think at the very least there might have been a fifth place or whatever, and after that it's like, hey, you know, try again next time. Um, that's just become lost over the years because
Eh?
people they see the goal and then they automatically think, I'm going to open this company up. I'm there. Like, what work have you done? What planning have you done? It's
Yeah,
like planning a business. Everybody can easily come up with a name, but nobody wants to put the work into it.
right. And be honest with you, losing helps you, like you said, like I want that blue ribbon. So, but if
Hmm.
everybody had a blue ribbon, you already got it. There's nothing to work for. So the kids that want that blue ribbon would go out and work harder to get there. And
Yeah,
that was like training from little kid, trying to grow up through. And it's like you said, it was gone. It was lost. Um,
yeah,
the competitiveness to it, that drive to achieve something or want something is it's gone. It's too easy. It's too easy now to do anything. It really is.
yeah. Even in a sense, even religion has gotten like that because
Crazy.
when I
Yeah.
was growing up, it was like uh, Southern Baptist. Everything was hellfire and brimstone. Even if you help a turtle across the street, you're still gonna burn in hell. I mean, that's basically what it was. But now it's like you could have like the craziest stuff going on in your life. And it's like, as long as you ask for forgiveness and not try and change anything, because people are imperfect, you'll be okay. Like
Yep.
you'll still get into heaven. Like I don't think that's how this works. You know, I,
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I don't think that's how that works.
It's definitely changed. Everything's changed. Everything's accommodating. Everything becomes accommodating. So,
Yeah, that word right there.
which means were they wrong then or wrong now?
For me, I'd say they're wrong now
Camera's acting up.
because
There we go. It's just blurring. It's kind of out of focus all the time. Oh, anyway.
we build it as we fly it, right?
Yeah, basically. Story
But
of my life,
I'd
man. Story
say,
of my life.
but you gotta keep going, like you said. But honestly, I think it goes back to what you're talking about as far as corporations trying to control everything. Because if we put everybody on the same platform, whether it's like people who actually want to try and do the work and go through the suffering in order to create something, or people who just want to ride the coattails of that,
Right.
then there's not going to be any innovation. I mean, for instance, in my opinion, that's one reason why America is actually behind a lot of stuff. Like we don't innovate as much as we used to. It used to be a long time ago, and I'm probably gonna sound old for saying this, but a long time ago, if it said American made on it, you were like, hell yeah, America. And now it's like, I think the last thing I saw that said American made on it was Jesus. You know what? I'm gonna have to come back another episode. I'm really sitting here trying to remember, and if it doesn't say China or Taiwan or anything else, I honestly couldn't tell you,
Mm.
which is sad.
It is very
Recently
sad. Very sad.
it's got to change because I mean
And
we
unfortunately, we've come
gotta
along so far.
yeah,
And that's been just kind of the norm, is to get cheap shit in and we all consume it.
Mhm.
As opposed to the quality in the American made stuff. But to get back to that, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna really hurt because we have to just, it's like almost trying to stop drinking, going cold turkey. You know,
Mm.
it's gonna be hard. It's This country is addicted to commerce. And yeah, well, glad it's not my
Yeah, but
job to figure that out. I got enough shit on my plate, you
yeah, I've been to the buffet of life myself, so I get it.
know.
Third plate won't hurt. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, like I said, it's gonna hurt. Uh, we got to realize it's gonna hurt. We got to be willing to do it. That's what it boils
That's
down to.
it. You just have to do it, restructure, get back to it, and eventually it'll come around tenfold. It'll come back so much better, it's not even gonna be funny. So there's a certain man
Mm.
working towards that, and I wish him all the luck.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm saying both. Like, hey, look, he's there. He's already signing stuff in the office right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not you agree with it, disagree with it, whatever. I
Is what it is,
mean,
right?
yeah, it honestly, every president has done stuff people don't like, and every president has done stuff that people ended up liking. Either way, it's up to the people to take the result of that and make it work for them.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I agree, 100%.
he's putting forth the effort to try and do something to make it work. Then hey, I can't hate on him for it, especially
Right.
like if it's putting America first.
Right.
So
Yeah, we agree 100%. Well, let's see. I'm kind of gonna pick up my kid for some reason in about 10 minutes. So we got about 10 minutes. You want to wrap about another
oh shoot,
subject? I have to leave my house
uh,
in 10 minutes. Stupid camera. The camera's just, hey, hey.
well, dude, I mean, I guess we could, because family is everything. I get it.
I got 10
Um,
minutes. I got 10.
if you
He's
just
good.
want you can walk home. That's what we used to do in the old days. No, I'm kidding.
And they text nowadays.
Um, you buy an Uber, but
Yeah. Dude, I live in
dude,
Maine.
I mean,
Population like 8,000. There's no Ubers out here. I'm the Uber.
so okay, crazy question. Do
Mm.
you think you'd ever see any of your products or any of your innovations involved in like big screen movies?
Trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to get them out there. I think they'd be cool, especially that maxilla. Man, look at that thing. You can see it.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
You can see it. Like,
yeah.
like,
I gotta include a link into that video you showed me where the guy shot it.
yeah, he hasn't got
So
it done yet, but that's interesting enough in itself. Is took a short barreled AR-15 from 20 yards. That's that's a good hit. I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end, but I guess it's
yeah,
better to stop it, noodle you up. I'd rather have the concussion than the death. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
is it going to mess you up? Is it going to break your neck? No. Is it gonna hurt? Yes. But I mean, kids in sports gets concussions, and sports all the time get concussion. I'd rather deal with a concussion. It's quite the trade-off as opposed to being dead. So any of these haters out there can just shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're talking about. You're the guy who's going to say, I don't need that equipment until you fucking do. Like a pelvic,
mm,
even the pelvic girdle shit. You get hit there, you're gonna want to die. Wish you were dead. Um, and and a lot of these guys can say, well, I've been in the shit and I still wouldn't wear it. Well, so have I, and I would. Okay, I
that's why it's
would.
created in the first place.
I mean, God, just it's a difference of opinion. If you want to be that guy, good for you. I'm glad you're Rambo and you feel like you're impenetrable, or you feel like, well, I could move faster, but honestly, it doesn't hinder you. I don't think it hinders you all that bad, all that much. I wore it on some search warrants. Mobility great, everything was great, hands free, and felt good. The intimidation factor was a 10, so we're good, right? But yeah, movie wise,
That's what works.
I would hope so. Uh, we'll see if we can get it out there, anyways.
Yeah, because I know you got some movie skills, well, some camera skills and everything. So
hmm Yeah, I'd love
get
to
that
get back
Magzilla out
into.
there.
I'd love to get back into making films, to be honest with you, making movies and stuff. And maybe hopefully one thing at a time. If I can get this company to take off and it does well, does reasonably well, affords me some relaxing downtime and stuff, and maybe some funds, and I'm gonna revisit it because I've got some bang up scripts that are they're just not Hollywood, you know. Then I said that
Mm,
was my problem with going out to Hollywood was I'm like that guy that they bitch about and hate. So for me to stand in a room with a bunch of people that are theater and Hollywood people, I mean, personally, I don't detest as a person those people like that. It's just their ideologies automatically give them opinion about me. So I could have the greatest scripts, I could have the greatest talent making films and stuff, but it's just you're going to be shunned because of your beliefs. So
mm.
if I've got enough to do it myself, I do it myself. Or maybe I'll go see Stallone. He's got that mindset. And Mark Wahlberg. Well, there's a lot of guys that are of that mindset that, good movies make good movies. And I don't have to try to put my agenda into a film. Why? If it's a good film, that's the product. The end product is a good movie. You watch it, were you entertained? Yes. Are you going to remember every line to it? No. It doesn't matter. Was I entertained? That's the point. It's not to add propaganda to it so that I can try to, re-educate people using the Clockwork Orange method of things. Watch this and it's ridiculous. So, uh,
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
know.
even the production companies have a say so on what you got going on. Like
Big time. Well, they're the ones with the
I
purse
can't
strings.
remember yeah, true, but some of the stuff they want is kind of crazy because I can't remember what it was, what movie it was before the Wild Wild West came out with Will Smith in it. But they said they wanted a giant spider in that movie. So
I
whatever
remember
the
that.
movie was at the time, they said, yeah, they said no, we don't want the giant spider. So the production company said, okay, cool. Wild Wild West comes out, you got Will Smith, and then you see a giant mechanical spider from
Giant
that same
mechanical
production
spider.
company.
Yep.
Yeah, guarantee it wasn't in the first place, but
No, no, it was
you
written in.
know,
Definitely written in. 100%.
yeah,
Yeah. Weird, just weird, weird things.
it goes back to the whole angel lender thing we were talking about. 51%,
Mhm.
49%.
Yeah. And
So
maybe it's an ego thing. Like,
I
well, I
guess,
got an idea. Now we put a great big huge mechanical spider in it, and it's gonna make it amazing. And it's like you can't tell him no, because that little fucking bastard gave you like $1 million to put towards the production. So you're gonna appease him and build this giant stupid mechanical spider in it. So, and it's kind of
yeah,
like knowing your lane. Stay in your lane, guy. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Well,
everybody wants to be a hero, man.
I'm gonna go play Uber, switch shirts.
All
So I will
right,
keep you
man.
po- I will
Good
keep you
talking with you.
posted on things and we'll
I'd
pick it up
appreciate
again.
that. Definitely, definitely. You're
All
welcome
right.
back anytime. You know that.
You got it.
All right, brother.
Appreciate
Be
it.
safe.
All right. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Yep. Bye.
You too.
This the Black Powder Podcast, let's get explicit. We got the wisdom hitting targets with a marksman precision. We're having fun in the booth, we're running gun for the truth. Every future black gun owner, we're spreading the news. We do illegal, we're moving regal and blessing the people from hoax.